We have a quorum, and so I call this annual general meeting of the Credit Union to order. I would like, on behalf of the board of the OAS Staff Credit Union, to welcome you all here, whether in person in this magnificent Hall of the Americas, or whether by webcast from wherever you may be accessing this meeting. So we're pleased that you could join us today. The theme of the meeting, as you see on the screen, is Better Together, which kind of sums up where we are with the credit union at the moment. The first, well, actually the third item on the order of business is the approval of the minutes of the annual general meeting of 2014, of which you should have been provided a copy as you came in this morning. And I think they're also posted on the credit union website. So I would like to hear a motion from the floor to approve the 2014 minutes. Do I hear a motion from the floor to approve? Anyone? Yes, thank you. Do I hear a motion to second? Thank you very much. All right. Now, all those in favor of approving the 2014 annual general meeting minutes say aye. Those opposed? Those abstaining? None. Thank you very much indeed. The minutes are approved. Thank you. Carlos, do you want to say something at this point? All right. Well, I'm Anna Chisman. I am chair of the board of directors. And with me on the podium are members of the current board, Casey Suarez, who is the vice chair, Laura Martinez, the secretary, Maria Elena de la Flor, Andrew Vanjani, and a couple of the current board members have sent their regrets. They weren't able to be with us today. David Rojas, Ian Edwards, and Jim McSeany, unfortunately, couldn't be here today. Also on the podium is Oscar Harasik, who is chair of the supervisory committee of the credit union. We also have with us on the podium Joel Andrews, who is chair of the credit committee, and sitting in the front row, Cynthia Miller, the chair of the nominating committee. So we also have some very special guests here today, who I'm pleased to introduce to you. Alan De Leon, CPA, who is our external auditor from De Leon and Stang. Amy Kugenauer, the Chief Operating Officer of the National Cooperative Business Association, CLUSA International. Thank you, Amy. Richard Pajeski, Freddie Telleria, and Mauricio Herras, financial consultants to the credit union. Boris Fernandez, yes, Boris, who is the UN Credit Union Insurance Advisor. Anna Maria Roig, yes, Anna Maria, is the branch manager of Acceso. former member of the staff of the credit union, Aide Fabrica. Is Aide here? Yes. Lovely to see you. Great to see you. We're very pleased to have with us Commander Marcelo Santos, the Chief Financial Officer of the Inter-American Defense Board. Welcome. And John Vatsakis, President CEO of the Maryland, D.C. Credit Union Association. Thank you for coming. I just want to say a very few words about why we're here, and what I think of when I think of the credit union experience, our credit union experience, is convenience, warmth, helpfulness, cooperation, service. And that is actually what we have come to expect from the OAS Credit Union. We expect it as almost a matter of course that it will happen. And that's the kind of service that we get as individual members. While we should be extremely pleased about all of that, we must not really take it for granted. And it doesn't happen by magic. The service and friendliness we have come to expect is the product of a lot of hard work and planning, and the service of our staff, our management, the credit union staff, and the approximately 65 volunteers who work on the various committees of the credit union. You know the expression about a swan or a duck floating on the surface, seemingly serene, but paddling furiously underneath. That's us. What you see is a well-run, tranquil organization, but we are all working very hard underneath. So the OAS Credit Union is not just a bank. It's not a bank. It's much more than a bank. And it happens to be located at 1889 F Street Northwest, which is convenient for a lot of people. But it is a very different kind of financial institution. And the service that you receive, that all of us receive, is much more than simply writing a check. We have made great progress over the last year in providing online services for our members, no matter where you may be. So you can access your accounts online, you can complete financial transactions online from anywhere in the world. And I personally do. Many services that we offer, such as the International ACH, have now become automated and take a very short time to complete. Our goal, the goal of the OAS Credit Union, is to ensure that all of our members, no matter where you live, can enjoy high-quality service at the touch of your keyboard or through your phone. We are particularly pleased to report, as we did last year, briefly, but a year later, that many of the staff of the Andean Development Corporation, CAF, Corporación Andina de Fomento, are now members of our credit union and are enjoying our services from Caracas and imminently, I believe, Panama. One of our challenges remains, as you are all aware, the very low interest rates that we are able to pay on deposits. The chair of the Federal Reserve was reported a few days ago saying maybe there will be an increase in interest rates by the end of the year, but we shall see. Nonetheless, we are very grateful that you keep your funds on deposit at the credit union. You can rest assured that your funds, our funds, are safe and secure. Our security controls have been enhanced over the past year, and we comply fully with the rules and regulations of the United States Treasury and the National Credit Union Administration. In short, I am very pleased to report that your credit union has had a healthy year, and we have the prospect of even better performance in the year to come. In closing, let me thank our CEO, Carlos Calderon, Lucy Hughes, our Executive Vice President, and Ada Clark, our Chief Financial Officer, and all the members of the staff of the credit union for your outstanding work and service to members. On behalf of the board, I would also like to thank outgoing board member Alex Figueroa, unfortunately not with us today, for his service over the last 3 years, and Cynthia Miller, chair of the nominating committee, for her amazing work in recruiting volunteers for the board and for the various committees. So thanks to everybody, and I would like to turn over the microphone to the chair of the credit committee, Joel Andrews. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Joel Andrews, chair of the credit committee. The members of the credit committee are Beatrice Pineris, Doris Lamas, Lydia Murray, Sergio Pino, and myself. We are also assisted by Raquel Rivera and Christian Kai, both loans officers of the credit union. The U.S. economy has continued to improve during the past years, but we remain cautious about the durability of the recovery, with so many intangibles and possible threats. Consumer and business confidence could easily fade. Even with the economic recovery underway, many families still continue to struggle to pay their mortgages and how college expenses will fit into the family budget. Therefore, the credit committee will follow the situation closely and make sound recommendations for changes in our policies and procedures. The credit committee meets weekly throughout the year to review all credit applications. We would like to reassure our membership that every single loan application received is evaluated and analyzed individually with the objective to approve that loan if it meets all the necessary requirements. However, the denied or deferred of loan application, if we deem that, is to help the members' financial health. All members of this committee understand that lending is the credit union's business, but lending responsibly. To this end, the credit union offers financial counseling for the membership upon request. The members of the credit committee are proud to volunteer in our not-for-profit cooperative and ensure that the credit union will continue to provide reliable financial services of the highest quality and delivering personalized solutions for you and your family worldwide, always maintaining the principles and philosophy of the credit union movement. We appreciate and thank each staff member and each past or current and future volunteer for their service. On behalf of the Credit Committee, we thank you for your support. The total number of loans dispersed during the year 2014 was 1,865. Which was a decrease of 42 over the previous year, 2013. Total amount of loans dispersed was $32,140,705, which was also a net decrease of $1,245,542 from 2013 figures. And our total loan portfolio was $93,570,954, which was a net decrease of $409,625 from figures in 2013. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Joel. Very good report. The next report is by the chair of the Assets and Liabilities Committee, who's Jim McSeany, who's not with us today. So Carlos Calderon will give his report. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, and on behalf of our treasurer, Jim McSeany, I have the honor to present our report as of December 2014. We ended the year with $175 million in assets, with 5,756 members. We did grow about 12% compared to the prior year. Our net income was $406,228, and we continue on a strong financial position. One of the challenges that we continue to have is in our lending. Our lending is not as strong as we would like, so we encourage every one of you, if you need to buy a new car, a new refrigerator, a new Apple computer, a vacation, a mortgage, or refinance your current mortgage, please look at the credit union that we have very good rates. We have some money to lend, and we are there to provide that service. We even have a loan so you can go and watch the Copa America in Chile. So if you decide to do that, just stop by and we'll get you the tickets, the loan, and you can be on your way. I will not get you any more of the details on the financials, since our auditor, CPA, Alan De Leon, will be giving you his report in a little bit. That concludes the report. Thank you. He's moving on. Okay.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Alan De Leon. I'm a partner with De Leon and Stang. We're a CPA firm, and we're the external auditors for the credit union. So I'd like to congratulate you. 52 years, 52nd annual meeting. That's quite an accomplishment. We completed the audit for the year ended December 31st, 2014, and I'm pleased to tell you that the credit union received an unmodified, or what we call a clean opinion, which means that the financial statements are in accordance with U.S. generally accepted accounting principles. Just to give you a couple of highlights of the financial statements, the credit union's assets at December 31st are approximately $175 million, and that's up from about $158 million last year. So you had some very nice growth. Member deposits stand at about $159 million, and that's up from $143 million. So members are continuing to deposit funds into the credit union. And your equity stands at approximately $14 million, which is 7.7% net capital ratio, which is in excess of the NCUA guidelines. So in terms of earnings for the year, the credit union had a net income of about $406,000, and that was increased from about $368,000 last year. So overall, in terms of financial performance, financial strength, the credit union It looks very solid and had good earnings this year. As part of the audit, we also look at the credit union's internal controls and processes, and I can pleased to report that we found no material weaknesses or control deficiencies during the audit. So the credit union's control process is working well and protecting the members' deposits and assets. So, Madam Chairman, that concludes my report, unless there are any questions.
Thank you very much indeed, Alan. It's always good to have good news. Thank you very much for coming. Yes. We now have the report of the chair of the Supervisory Committee, please. Oscar Harrison.
Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you, Madam Chair. On behalf of the Supervisory Committee and according to the Federal Credit Union Act, one of the main responsibilities of our committee is to maintain a close supervision of the assets of our credit union. Our role is a kind of vigilant watchdog. To maintain vigilance, we use various mechanisms. One of them is the audit. You already hear to our external auditor, De Leon & Stan. Besides that audit, we follow the federal audit that is done by the National Credit Union Association, and we request other audits like the automated payments and credit system past year. And I'm very pleased to report that all these audits confirm that our financial condition is healthy and that we follow laws and regulations in place. During 2014, the Supervisory Committee periodically verify members' accounts and respond and follow up complaints from our members. For that purpose, we install a suggestion box at the entrance of the credit union, and we provide an electronic address for those who want to send us an email. The Supervisory Committee also periodically conducts surprise cash counts, and also we designated an internal auditor under our supervision to ensure that the internal controls are in place and improve the quality service to our members. As we continue this period of growth that our president was telling, the field of membership presents some big challenges for us, especially in compliance and technology. We should dedicate extra efforts to maintain up to date in order to meet all the regulatory requirements and avoid any fraud. Let assure you that the Supervisory Committee will continue to do its utmost in fulfilling its responsibility to provide a safe environment to all of our membership. I would like to take this opportunity in the name of the Supervisory Committee to thank to the members and the Board of the Directors for the trust placed in the committee, and also I would like to thank management and the staff of the credit union for their collaboration and continued support to comply with our duties. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Oscar, not just for the report, but for the very hard work that I know the Supervisory Committee does throughout the year. So thank you. At this point, it says on the agenda, it says new business. Actually, what I'd like to do at this point is to invite Amy Coughenour, the Chief Operating Officer from the National Cooperative Business Association, CLUSA International. I think I've got your title right, who would like to say a few words. Thank you, Amy.
Madam Chair and Carlos, thank you so much. And to everyone, it's nice to see you all. First of all, as a member of the OAS Federal Credit Union, but also as a representative of the National Cooperative Business Association. And for those of you who don't know, NCBA-CLUSA is the national level organization in the United States that represents all of the cooperative movement. We represent housing, finance, agriculture, food, and basically every cooperative sector there is. We represent the cooperative sector before Congress and the administration to ensure fair treatment of cooperatives as a business model and to promote cooperative business model. So as a good cooperative participant, I wanted to acknowledge some of the partnership work that we've been doing over the last year with the OAS Federal Credit Union, with all of you via Carlos and his team. One of the things I want to mention is last year in 2014, I don't know if this was reported on last year, Carlos, but we held a very large cooperative event, forum event here in this room with cooperative sector members from all over the Americas. It was the Cooperatives in the Americas Forum, and we had the top leaders from cooperatives all around the hemisphere here in this room engaging with members of the OAS, and it was actually a historic event. So I want to thank you because the OAS Federal Credit Union actually helped support that event through a reception. So we really appreciate that. And then the second thing I wanted to mention is this year, NCBA-CLUSA has been working with cooperatives in Cuba, and we formed the US-Cuba Cooperative Working Group. As part of that working group, the objective is to engage cooperators and the emerging cooperative sector in Cuba with US-based cooperatives in a peer relationship to help support that sector in Cuba, which is emerging in a very big way. And again, I want to thank all of you and Carlos for hosting the Cuban cooperative group. We had here 5 members of different cooperatives in Cuba in last month. Actually, it was this month. You all helped host their participation in the Cooperative Hall of Fame here in Washington, and also hosted them for a tour of the credit union here to talk to them about how a financial cooperative works here in the United States, how a credit union works, how it's structured, what it looks like, how it's staffed, how it's run by members. So that was a very eye-opening and interesting experience for our Cuban colleagues. So I just want to thank you, Carlos, and thank all of you, members of the board, and all of the volunteers and members for the partnership with us and for being a great supporter of the cooperative movement here in the United States as well as throughout the hemisphere. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Amy, for those nice words. It's good for us to feel that we are part of something bigger. So it's time for the nominating committee report, please, Cynthia. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to thank the Board of Directors for the continued support for the nominating committee and their task. The Associate Committee Members Program has really been very successful because it's continuing to build a set of members that understand what is the business of the credit union and will be then be prepared to collaborate as board members to be nominated for the election. And this process brings to the fold people that understands what goes in the works. And the nominating committee is pleased to inform that this year again, pretty much all our candidates have been members, volunteers in one of the committees that we have. We have 7 committees. And the committees are the ALCO, Assets and Liability Committee, the Community Relations and Membership, the Governance Committee, Human Capital, Nominating, Supervisory, and Technology. So we are mapping out the openings that we will have for the next term, and the next nominating committee will be waiting to hear from people that would like to volunteer to participate and meet the attendance guidelines, what is very important to become a volunteer. Because you have to volunteer, you have to be at the meetings. The nominating committee started working for this election in October 10th, preparing the schedule. The schedule is based on NCUA guidelines. And during the following months, we met once, twice a month, reviewing the qualifications of the potential candidates and inviting the candidates. And on February 27th, the nominating committee delivered the list of the nominees. On April 22nd, the official voting started, both electronic and paper ballot, if needed. And the voting was open until May 22nd. The candidates were as follows. We had 3 openings for the board, and we had 4 candidates: Jim Maxini, Laura Martinez, Michael Thomas, and Maria Antonieta Torres. And for the credit committee, we had, at the beginning, 3 candidates, but 2 dropped out on us. So we ended up with 1 candidate, that was Guillermo Moncayo. The nominating committee would like to thank all the candidates for agreeing to run. And I also would like to ask that the volunteers that served this year would stand up, because I would like to have the audience to acknowledge their work. Please, volunteers. We do have a lot of volunteers here. And finally, I would like you to, for the members of the nominating committee that are served this year, I would like them to stand up so the other members can know who they can talk to. Please, we have Beverly, Margaret. So now you know who you should go talk to if you're willing to serve. And thank you very much. This was my last year as chair of the nominating committee. As I'm retiring, somebody else is going to be running around on the hallways looking for the members.
Thank you very, very much indeed, Cynthia, for your report and for all those many years as chair of the nominating committee when you were harassing everybody. You've got to serve, come on, and making sure that everybody meets the conditions and understands what they're getting into. So you have done wonderful service. Thank you very, very much indeed. Well, now we come to the election results. Please, Oscar.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. As you know, the Credit Union Executive Service, CUES, is the one who really organize and manage all the voting. I received a report from them yesterday, And the people selected for the board are Laura Martinez, Jim Maxini, and Michael Thomas. For the credit committee, the person elected was Guillermo Moncayo. I would like to report that 1,073 votes were casted and only 3% of those were blank votes. And here is the report. Madam Chair.
All right, now's the moment you've all been waiting for. Carlos is going to talk about the e-voting prize winners. Congratulations to the newly elected members of the board, or re-elected members of the board. We are delighted to see you, and to the new member of the credit committee. Thank you very, very much for standing as candidates, and thank you for serving. So, Carlos.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Now we are going to move into the fun part of the meeting. We're going to be announcing the winners of the prizes for e-voting, and we're also going to raffle out outdoor prizes. But before I get to that, I would like to thank every one of you for coming and participating in the annual meeting, and also for everyone that has voted. That's very important for the credit union that you participate and get engaged in the voting process. Our credit union can only be possible, and it's only possible because of the participation of our members, you who trust and believe in the credit union and continue to support us. So I personally thank you, our staff members and board of directors and volunteers also express the gratitude, and we look forward to continue to serving you and working together to reaching our goals in the future. I would also like to thank all of our volunteers, our board members that meet on a monthly basis and address all of the issues and provide the guidance for the credit union to continue to move on a strong footing. All of the other volunteers who meet week after week and review credits, talk about membership, or we talk about finances. All of the volunteers make the credit union possible. So I do also want to extend our heartfelt thank you to them. And our staff members, all of our staff members who are great. We have the best, I have the best staff in the world. So I also want to thank them for all the work they do. Sometimes we're so busy during the months that we're not able to always express our gratitude. So thank you. So having said that, I would also like to extend a round of applause for everybody here, our volunteers, our staff members, and our board members. The theme of this year's Better Together, the theme of the annual meeting is Better Together. Better together in reaching our vision, and we call it 2020 vision, that by year 2020 we want to be the best financial institution providing financial services to expats, any international staff in the USA and abroad. And we are doing that day after day. We're working towards that vision, improving our services, improving our IT platform, getting new and innovative solutions to our financial needs for members who are here in the USA and members who travel all the time and members who live abroad. So we will continue to keep you informed of our objectives and all of our accomplishments as we move forward. So having said that, I'd like now to move and let you know who won the prizes for our e-voting. As it was reported, we had about 1,000 people who voted this year electronically, 1,073. So The names are there yet? There they are. So $100, Melissa A. Jorquera, Juan Carlos Vascope, Mariano Musante, Walter Gutierrez, and Lidia Maria Astorga Quiroz. $250 each, Gerardo Alfredo Balcazar, Natalia Gil Lezana. And the grand prize for e-voting is $500, Nicolas E. City. So they don't have to come to the credit union to collect the prize. That will be deposited into their accounts. All right, so now we get into the door prizes. And the first one, it's one for $50, and we'll get this going. I will ask Freddy Telleria to come and pick the first number. Thank you, Freddie. The number is 3453552. Right. The number is confirmed. Now we're raffling at $75 price. Move it a little more. Gracias.
Gracias.
The number 3453450. Okay, the number is confirmed, but now we are raffling one prize for $125. Thank you. The number is 3453316. Okay, number is confirmed. Now we are raffling a prize for $250. The number is 3453357. $3453357. Going once, going twice, and it's gone, okay? All right, so I'll ask my friend John Barsatix to pick one number, please. John? So this number is, again, the price is 250. That's 3453412. 3453412. Not again. Okay. All right. So. The number is 3453327. Uh-oh. 3453327. All right, the number is confirmed. And now we go for a $400 prize. I forgot to ask Stella to pick a number. Stella? Sorry. We got so excited. Okay, and this is the last one. 400. So the number is 3453444. No one? Oh, there she is. Well, that was the last prize. It's confirmed. So that concludes our door prizes and all the prizes for today. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting stands adjourned. Until next year, thank you.